ClickUp tutorial for beginners 2025. Welcome to this full beginner's guide to using ClickUp in 2025. Now, ClickUp is your all-in-one solution for productivity, task management, and team collaboration. Now, whether you're a solo freelancer, part of a small business, or managing multiple teams across different departments, ClickUp brings everything together in one customizable workspace. Now, by the end of this tutorial, you will know how to set up your workspace, organize tasks, collaborate with others, automate your workflow, and turn ClickUp into your digital command center. So let's begin by understanding what ClickUp actually is. Now, it's a cloud based productivity platform designed to replace multiple tools like Trello, Asana, Notion, and even Google Docs by bringing tasks, documents, chat, goals, and dashboards under one roof. Now, what sets ClickUp apart is its high level of customization. You can build it to match exactly how you and your team work, but because it has so many features, it's important to start simple and expand as you go. So, firstly, you're going to go over to clickup.com and create a free account. Okay, so to get started for free, you're going to click over here. And once you click over there, what it's going to do is it's going to go ahead and it's going to be asking you what you want. Okay. So we have our email over here. You can either sign up with that or you can simply sign up with your Gmail. It's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up with my Gmail. And once we do that, as you're going to see, it's going to be taken into the onboarding. Now, in the case that it doesn't allow that, you can simply go over to sign up and use that Gmail to sign up appropriately. So once we have done that, from here, it's going to take us to the onboarding. So it says, what would you like to use ClickUp for? So let's say I'm going to go with work. What would you like to manage? Let's go with creative and design. How did you hear about us? You can go with anything on this. Let's go LinkedIn. And now it's going to ask you to invite people to your workspace. Now you can do this like in the start, but I'm going to keep it blank because you can do it later. And if you use any of these tools like Slack, Jira, Zoom, Asana, then you can let ClickUp know because it integrates these tools. But I'm simply going to click on next and get straight into the workspace. Now, once you're in your workspace, as you can see, it's going to ask you to name your workspace. I'm going to keep it default, and this is your central hub. You can select the type of work you do. You can choose marketing, software development, operations, or even go with general if you're unsure. Now, once you are into the main workspace, ClickUp will guide you through a quick setup process that you clearly saw. Now, let's actually talk about the hierarchy inside ClickUp. It's what organizes all your work. Think of it like folders inside of folders, okay? At the top, we have this workspace over here, okay? Pretty straightforward. Now, on top of below the workspace, we have spaces, okay? Now, what are spaces? These could represent departments like clients or projects, and inside each space, you can go ahead and actually create folders. And what these folders are basic spaces which contain lists. And finally, inside these lists are going to be your tasks. Now, this layered structure helps you stay organized even when managing dozens of projects at once. So let's build your first structure. So for this, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a new space. So let's call it IT. Okay. Once we do that, you're going to click on continue. Now it's going to say define your workflow. Is it a starter? Is it for marketing teams, project management, whatever? I'm going to go with project management and click on continue. Now, once you have done that, you can pick a color or an icon for easy recognition on this. So you can simply come over here and go over ahead to color an icon. Let's go with an anchor and let's keep it yellow. So once you do that, it's, more easy to designate. Now within this space over here, as you can see, you can create stuff. So let's go ahead and create a folder. And let's go ahead and call this folder something like web. Once you call it that, you're going to click on create. And once you create a folder over here, in this we have a list. Okay. Now in this list is where you start adding your things. Okay. So to start adding tasks, you're going to click on the plus button and give it a title like let's say create wireframe. Okay, we're going to name it something like that. Now, once you add your first task, you can go ahead and assign a due date and add yourself or a teammate on the assignee. So what you do is you click over to it. So as you can see, first of all, you have the statuses. You have planning in progress, at risk. So let's say I'm going to go with planning. Let's change it to planning. Assignee, you can either add yourself or anyone in your workspace. Then you have due dates as well. So let's say start at this date and end at this date. Okay. Now, you can also give it a time estimate. You can also even give it a priority. So let's say it's on high priority. You can also ask it to track the time for you, which is pretty incredible. Now, once you open the task, you can see this full page with tons of options. You can add different checklists, subtasks, attachment, comments, and even track time if needed. So for example, under Create Wireframe, you might add a checklist for homepage, about page, and contact page. So you can come here, and in this, we're going to add home. Then you click on enter. You can add another, let's say about, and let's add another, and let's call it contact. Now, once you have added these things for yourself, you're pretty swell. You're pretty good to go. Now, tasks like these are highly interactive. You can comment on them, tag teammates using @ and even assign comments. Okay. And it's pretty fun to chat on tasks themselves. And this keeps communication actionable and prevents things from getting lost in threads. Now, let's go ahead and actually explore the views. So the views that we have are right up here. Now, these views are, there's a plethora of them. Every list can be viewed in multiple ways depending on how you like to work. The default view is going to be this list view, which shows tasks in a linear format. Okay, but you can switch to board view, which is basically a Trello style view, or even into a calendar, Gantt, or team view. Now, that depends on you. That depends on how you choose to operate it. And switching to calendar view is to visualize your tasks over time, or Gantt view to see timelines and dependencies. You can also choose different table views for yourself if you go over to this, and we can see tons and tons of different views. Now, also, let's talk about automation. ClickUp lets you automate repetitive workflows using if this, then that logic. So, to automate, you're going to come here, and as you can see, you can simply click on create automation, and there are different things over here. So you can set a rule like when a task is marked complete, move it to the done list when a due date arrives. So let's go with task completed. Okay, so let's go with all checklists resolved. And what you can do is you can change the status to complete. Okay, and let's click on create. Now that this automation is created, let's come over here and let's check these 3 checklists over here, and let's see what happens to the task. And as you can see, it has been completed because it is green now. So that's how incredible automations can actually work. So basically, when it comes to ClickUp, it's an incredible platform. And one final thing that I would like to discuss is the pricing that ClickUp provides you. Okay. Now, when it comes to the pricing, ClickUp has a generous free plan that I'm using with unlimited tasks and members, but certain features like goals, advanced automations, and dashboard customization require these paid plans. The good news is that you can get very far with the free version, especially if you're just getting started. So to wrap it all up, ClickUp can look intimidating because of how powerful it is, but if you start small by creating a space, building a few lists, adding tasks, and exploring views, you will quickly realize how much control and clarity it brings to your work. So whether you're planning content, managing clients, running sprints, or tracking goals, ClickUp adapts to how you work, not the other way around. So thank you for watching this video all the way till the end, and I'm going to be seeing all of you in the next video. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.